Hello, this is Tango of 212, and today I'm actually going to be doing my first proper video on this channel. So I'm going to rank all the Arrowverse seasons from the main shows, but I will leave out the newer seasons that are airing currently because, well, they're not finished yet. And I'm also leaving out Arrow Season 6 for the main reason of being I have not watched it yet. Please bear in mind that this is also entirely my opinion, so you will probably disagree with me. My least favourite season in the Arrowverse is definitely Arrow Season 4. It's so boring. Damien Dark's a terrible villain. The crossover in the season was bad as well, and Laurel's death it makes the season so disastrously awful. Speedy was good though, and so was Oliver Suit, but other than that, it's just really, really boring, and I just don't want to rewatch it. It's so bad. At number 14, I put The Flash Season 3. It's another boring season, and the previous season's cliffhanger, Flashpoint, is just completely wasted. Savitar, to me, was just such a boring villain, and it's the third speedster, which just didn't need to be done. Some of the episodes are alright. Julian and Wally and HR were really good additions, although they were pretty much gone by season 4. But the thing that just kills it for me is just the story, just saving Iris. I don't like Iris, so I just would have preferred it if she was killed by Savitar instead of staying around and just still being annoying in season 5. At number 13, I put Supergirl Season 1. It's just such a forgettable season that doesn't really need to exist. The main villains are both bad, Astra and Non, but I don't really get why they need to swap to Non. The only really good thing about the season is Martian Manhunter's just a really, really cool character in the Arrowverse. At number 12, I've got Legends of Tomorrow Season 1. It's an alright season. It's a bit fun, but it's just, once again, boring. The Hawks are both terrible, terrible characters, and Ray and Kendra is just an awful relationship, like most in the Arrowverse. But I do really miss the old Rip and Snart. They were really good characters from the season. Supergirl Season 2 just introduced way better characters than Supergirl Season 1. Like Superman and Mon-El, they were just really good, but once again the villains were just quite useless, like the Daxamites and Cadmus. But I really like the season so much, mainly because the first 2 episodes were just really, really good with Superman. He's just such a good character, and he was also great in Elseworlds this year as well. To me, Supergirl Season 3 has been the best Supergirl season so far. Rain was a really cool villain, and it's starting off really well. It's just, when the witches came in, it just made the season just worse. The ending was pretty bad as well, with time travel, and Ruby was just annoying for the entire season. But Mon-El got a comic book suit, which was great, and Jean had a really, really good story to him about his father and Martians, and that was a really good part of this season for me. Arrow Season 3 was a drop for Arrow from seasons 1 and 2, and it was one of the most Batman-like seasons, with Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul being the main villain of the season. It's just, he's a Batman villain, not a Green Arrow villain. It also had Elicity, which is just awful. It's, just terrible. The flashbacks weren't the best, but Brick was great, Arsenal was great, Laurel was really good as Black Canary, and it also had Captain Boomerang. You can't hate Captain Boomerang. At number 8, I've got The Flash Season 4. It's an alright season, it's not great, but it's not bad either. DeVoe was a really good main villain, first non-speedster for The Flash, but Barry and Iris is still awful. Barry just gets annoying. It does have a couple of the worst episodes of the Arrowverse, like Girls' Night Out and Run Iris Run, but it also was part of the Earth X crossover. It had a great story, and Ralph is great, so it is a pretty decent season overall. At number 7, I've got Arrow Season 1, which is a good introduction to the Arrowverse universe. It's a very grounded season. Malcolm Merlin is one of my favourite characters. He's a great villain. Tommy and Olga had a really good relationship in this season. It's a shame that they had to kill Tommy off at the ending, which was really emotional. But just Oliver killing people was just, it was really good at the time. His list was also really cool, and it was just a really good, solid first season for the Arrowverse. Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 is definitely one of the best seasons. It's so fun. The Legends team is really good in this, especially with Wally. He was a great addition. Bebo is great. Just Bebo is just spectacular. I have no words to describe Bebo. Most of the episodes were really, really good, such as Here I Go Again and Phone Home, two of the greatest Arrowverse episodes. One of the only drawbacks is it didn't really have Rip in it much, and I really do like Rip, but overall this is just really fun. Really has one of the best villains, or now more of an anti-hero, characters in the Arrowverse. Slade Wilson as Deathstroke is just a really cool character. I don't care about any of his sons that take up Deathstroke. Slade is the real Deathstroke. That is what makes Arrow Season 2 really good for me. Other than that, Oliver losing his fortune was good because it made him less of a Batman. The season was really good with Roy becoming better and eventually becoming Arsenal at the end. And it also introduced Barry Allen and Sarah Lance as really good characters who now are really good on their own shows. At number 4, I've got The Flash Season 2. Zoom is just a really good villain in the season. All the new characters introduced are great, like Harry Wells, Jesse Wells, and also Jay Garrick at the end of the season. Bringing in the multiverse element is really cool with Earth 2. Those were a couple of good episodes, especially with Earth 2 Deadshot. I thought that was quite good. Zoom at the end as well, becoming Black Flash, links into Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, which is really good, and the finale was just a really good episode of Flash Season 2. It was really good, and the cliffhanger was good until Flash Season 3 ruined it. At number 3, I have The Flash Season 1. It's a really good origin story for The Flash. Reverse Flash is just such a good fitting villain, especially when he's pretending to be Harrison Wells. That was a really good revelation later on in the season. Eddie Thawne was also a really good character, especially since he could have been with Iris for the rest of the series instead of Iris eventually marrying Barry, and Barry could have been with Detective Patty Spivot, who is such a great character. He really needs to come back. Anyway, The Flash Season 1 is just a really good and enjoyable season and just creates so many good, likeable characters for the rest of the series, apart from Iris, obviously. At number 2, I've got Arrow Season 5. Everybody knows why this season is so good. Prometheus is just such a great villain, probably the best in the Arrowverse. It takes Arrow straight back to Season 1, especially with Prometheus using the list against Oliver. Oliver as Mayor is also done really well. The finale was great with the Lian Yu explosion, and also bringing back Malcolm, Slade and Nyssa. They're really good characters from past seasons. The flashbacks to Russia and Anatoly were really good as well. My only really big complaint with this season is Laurel's dead, and the season kind of lacks the original Earth 1 Laurel. But Arrow Season 5 is just so good, and everybody knows it. It is just one of the greatest TV series ever. My favourite season of the Arrow so far is definitely Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. It's just so much fun. And the Legion of Doom is also a really, really great set of villains, especially with Malcolm and Thawne. They're just two of my favourite villains of all the seasons, and they're put together for Legends Season 2. Evil Snot and Evil Rip were also really, really good additions. The story was great. The soundtrack was great. All the episodes were great. And the JSA was also a really good inclusion. It's a team that's not really represented that much in media. My only complaint really is the Nate and Maya relationship, because I've never really been a big fan of Maya, but other than that, the season was great, and I love the inclusion of Nate Hayward as well as Steel. I hope you enjoyed my ranking of the Arrowverse seasons. I know I did miss the new ones off, but hopefully I'll probably rank them in the future. Anyway, hope you like and subscribe, and I hope to do more videos like this in the future.